esteemed heads of Asian Coast Guard agencies, Vice Commandant Mr. Siraishi Masami, Japanese Coast Guard, Director General Mr. V.S. Pathania, senior officials from Ministry of Defense, Ministry of External Affairs, and Indian Coast Guard, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, on behalf of Government of India, I welcome you all to the 18th Heads of Asian Coast Guard Agencies meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to India. The significance of this event today cannot be overstated. As the sentinels of coastal and maritime security, you have a major role to play in facilitating global maritime trade and commerce. Over the decades, despite improvements in transportation over land and by air, maritime trade and carriage remains the mainstay of our essential global trade and the commerce requirements. These universal needs met by the oceanic space have witnessed consistent and systematic growth. Today, our reliance on this global common, the ocean, is as much for basic livelihood needs as it is for ensuring that the engines of progress continue to run apace. In the past, we have at times mistakenly seen movement on land distinct from shipment across the high seas. No organization can understand the close integration of these two spheres and its interdependence as the Coast Guard agencies do. Your expertise, deep understanding, and constant vigil makes the sea an extension of the landmass and the mainland, a seamless extension of the seas. This integrated approach to not only trade and commerce, but also security remains one of the fundamental pillars of the national as well as our collective security. The improvement in our capability in respect of maritime security has been spearheaded by the march of technology, and especially the interconnected global network of Coast Guard agencies that has been created. This allows for a safer and faster response mechanism to the challenges to the maritime security, guided by functional transparency that has transformed the operating maritime environment. This has allowed us to function as a collective force for global good. It has also created information sharing avenues and has strengthened our shared vision for a safer and more secure oceanic space. Ladies and gentlemen, even as we share this global common for development and progress, it remains our collective responsibility to ensure the protection of maritime ecosystem, sustainable use of ocean resources, and strict maritime law enforcement, upholding of public interest, and safeguarding life and cargo at sea. The importance of Coast Guard agencies in ensuring maritime safety and security needs no emphasis. Coast Guard agencies have a major role to play in the maritime domain. Therefore, many nations find it important to create or strengthen their respective Coast Guard or similar maritime organizations. It is noteworthy that nations have also understood the importance of cooperation among such agencies for maritime safety and security through information sharing, mutual relationship, and collective capacity building. Let me remind you all, the capture of merchant vessel Alendra Rainbow marked a new beginning in the maritime history of Asia and helped in uniting maritime law and enforcement agencies of the region. The early meeting of heads of Asian Coast Guard agencies in the aftermath of this incident paved way for a lasting collaboration towards tightening the noose on unscrupulous and subversive elements trying to use the maritime domain. The multilateral forum that started with 16 countries and one region in the year 2024 now stands strong with members from 22 countries, one region, and 2 associate members. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to highlight that during past decades, when piracy and armed robbery had become a common peril for the seafarer, this forum successfully contributed to put a check on such incidents. Let me thank the Japanese side for taking the initiative to establish this forum and all the member nations, regions, and organizations for their active contribution in limiting such maritime crimes. Ladies and gentlemen, with continued growth in maritime traffic, the potential risk of marine pollution and the requirement of search and rescue consequent to any unwanted maritime incidents have also grown manifolds. The oil spill subsequent to the grounding of MV Boccaccio at Mauritius and fire on board MV Express Pearl and MT New Diamond off the coast of Sri Lanka have raised the concerns about maritime environmental and the attendant life hazards. In addition, illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing continues to threaten long-term ocean sustainability. Smuggling, drug trafficking, and human trafficking through ocean routes has made maritime law enforcement more challenging. Successful response strategy against such maritime safety and security challenges demands effective cooperation and collaboration among maritime nations. Ladies and gentlemen, Coast Guard agencies working in tandem with respective navies have a very important task cut out for them. As maritime policing and law enforcement agencies, they bring a distinctive capability and functionality on the table. Coast Guard agencies have to complement the capacity of the respective national navies and together ensure a safe and secure maritime environment. I am hopeful that our collective capabilities and the cooperation fostered by the constant efforts of the HSCZAM member organization will promote safer and secure seas in the region. Greater synergy in our operations, sharing of domain expertise, and seamless operational integration will ensure continuous maritime law enforcement in the region. Together, we will make the maritime domain conducive by ensuring safe and secure maritime environment and cleaner seas in the region. Ladies and gentlemen, India believes in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that the whole world is one family, and in that spirit, we call for nations to come together for the larger good of mankind. India's shared vision of Sagar, which means security and growth of all in the region, sustainable development goals and a rule-based order at sea complement the focused Indian approach of inclusive growth and lasting collaboration in the Indo-Pacific region. India has also shifted its focus towards a blue economy and strongly advocates the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, improved livelihoods, and jobs while preserving the health of ocean ecosystem. Let me assure you that the Government of India is committed to implement the international regulations, enact legislation for maritime safety and security, establish cooperative mechanism with nations, and engage in capacity building of maritime law enforcement agencies. India is also encouraged by the effectiveness of agreements like Regional Cooperation Agreement for combating piracy and armed robbery against ships in Asia. We consider mutual cooperation alone as the most effective way for ensuring safety and security at sea. And in this regard, we shall spare no efforts while promoting such cooperative mechanisms. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout our long history, India has been a peaceable society which has never invaded a foreign land or coveted the territory of others. Respect for universal human values, territorial integrity of other countries, and treating them as equal partners has been a part of our ethos. Our international relations have been guided by the ideal of Panchasheel and the spirit of UN Charter. Therefore, we have always believed that the oceanic space should be respected as a global common for the benefit of all humanity in an environmentally sustainable way. In particular, we stand for open, free, rule-based maritime borders in Indo-Pacific, in which no nation, howsoever big, may be allowed to appropriate the global common or exclude others from its fair use. With that in view, we are always ready and forthcoming to work with all the like-minded partner countries across various forums. I believe HSCIM can be an important forum in this respect. Before I conclude, I would like to reiterate that the oceans are the arena for goodwill interactions between nations, mutual cooperation for humanitarian aid, environmental stability, and law enforcement. Therefore, multilateral cooperation between nations will benefit all concerned for lasting regional growth. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to say that this forum provides a unique mechanism to explore the opportunities for generating better synergy and cooperation among the Coast Guard agency by bringing together the apex decision and policy-making executives. Thus, this occasion needs to be recognized as an important contributor towards developing an efficient maritime safety and security regime through collaborative efforts and coordinated operational reforms. A response. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that this interaction among the heads of Asian Coast Guard Agency will be fruitful and will augment our collective capacity based on mutual trust and cooperative mechanisms. I also wish all of you a pleasant stay at New Delhi. May the reminiscences of Deva Samman, that the Indian culture of Atithi Devo Bhav, guest is God, offers leave an everlasting joyous memory on your minds. Thank you very much.